So I don't know how many of you remember last year, there was a period of time where Amazon was not selling Nintendo products, right? And nobody really knew what was going on, but now we do. So Reggie Fils-Aimé, who is the former CEO of Nintendo and the GOAT in my book, said that they were asked to break the law by Amazon and they refused, and that's why they didn't carry their products. So let's look into this, because this is kind of a role reversal, right? Lately, we've been talking a lot about Nintendo and some of their questionable, scummy business practices, right? But yeah, in this case, they made the right choice. So I will give them props for that. And man, I miss Reggie. Like, the current year Nintendo sucks. I miss Reggie so much. The Bowser era is kind of like the Bob Iger era of Disney, where yeah, the company's grown, but they kind of lost their soul, I think, in the process. So we will talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. This is Kneon. This is Clownfish TV. And this is a good way to support us for less than the cost of one super chat. You can go out to more.clownfishtv.com and join the reef. You get paywalled content that is not available on YouTube, and you can join our community. And thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it, guys. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is coming from Kotaku. Reggie Fils-Aimé says Nintendo stopped selling to Amazon after being asked to break the law. A recent lecture at NYU suggests the unstable relationship between the gaming and e-commerce giants dates all the way back to the Nintendo DS. Fils-Aimé says the e-commerce giant attempted to pressure Nintendo to not just burn relationships with other retailers, but outright break the law. Amazon was looking to get bigger into the video game space. He said Amazon's mentality back then is they wanted to have the lowest price out in the marketplace, even lower than Walmart. Essentially, what Amazon wanted was an obscene amount of support, financial support, so they could have the lowest price and beat Walmart. I literally said to the executive, you know that's illegal, right? I can't do that. Nintendo and Amazon have never been on friendly terms. Last year, just as Nintendo was launching their new Switch 2, the anticipated home console was nowhere to be seen on the platform as pre-orders cropped up on competing retailers. This comes after a history of first-party games being unavailable on Amazon or pre-orders being unceremoniously canceled. Some speculated the turmoil revolved around third-party sellers and Nintendo themselves being undercut. Seems the bad blood goes back even further. This fallout dates all the way back to the DS. At the time, the Wii and DS were Nintendo's best-selling hardware in history. Amazon originally sold books, but in the 2000s, rapidly expanded with cheaper discounts to become a one-stop shop for almost everything. Yeah, I remember the early Amazon commercials. So I worked at a radio station when Amazon first came out, and we used to run the commercials, and it was called Amazon because it was like a forest full of books. And you buy books, and that's mostly what you buy on Amazon was books. And then eventually they just turned into this monstrous online retailer. Everything except Nintendo. Beyond selling games, Amazon's relationship to the industry is clumsy. Their forays into development have been unable to transform vast resources into an online game, laying off thousands of people in the process. Leadership for their gaming wing departed at the start of the year, and their cloud gaming service, Luna, sundown just last month with no refunds. It's almost like they were trying to make their own system, their own console, to try to compete with Nintendo. Just let that sink in. We, Amazon, are trying to make our own console to compete with Nintendo. They can buy the great value version of a gaming console, I guess. Literally, we stopped selling to Amazon, he continued, and it's because I wasn't going to do something illegal. I wasn't going to do something that would put at risk the relationship we have with other retailers, but also set the stage to say, look, you're not going to push me around. This is the way we do business. And so that is how over time you build respect. This is going to be great for the price fixing suit against Amazon right now, says Shabab Kamal in the comments. Go Reggie. Yeah, Reggie was great. He was fantastic. He was supposed to be, I think I made like the CEO of GameStop or something. I don't know. He'd probably do better than what we have now. But no, I think that is a good move. And Nintendo, like, look, I know they tend to bully people. I know they, really crack down on people with their lawyers. And sometimes I think it's ridiculous. We did a video the other day talking about the Polka National Geographic channel, which I don't know if that should have been taken down. I would have said, take down your Patreon. I guess that was the issue that they had with this guy, was he was monetizing it through Patreon. I'm like, well, take the Patreon down and let the guy put the videos up. Or better yet, if you're going to take his channel down, hire the guy to do some really cool content for the official Pokemon and Nintendo channels. because he's obviously popular. He had like 100,000 subscribers, but whatever. Yeah. So this last summer, they were like, yeah, there was no Switch 2. They said, what's going on here? They said, over the weekend, as spotted by IGN and others, a handful of first-party Nintendo games popped up on Amazon and are being officially shipped and sold by the retail giant. But they stopped selling new games and consoles on Amazon. There's never been a confirmation from either company. Now we know. Some fans speculate that Amazon was shipping games ahead of their release and that this led to leaks, but it has yet to be confirmed. No, I guess apparently it's a feud that goes back like 20 years, which is kind of crazy. But here's a link out on X. Let's see what people are saying here. Stubborn Hammer says, if you thought this was a free country, just remember it's illegal to have low prices. Michael Pratt says, you mean you questioned why Amazon had your products cheaper than retail with their deals, and the response was to beat their competitors? Sorry, Reg. We knew why Nintendo for a while was not dealing with Amazon. The same way with Disney. This was back when Amazon was great. Deals were deals, and they actually dropped the price on stocks that didn't sell or went cheaper on deals than others. Yeah, it's so weird. Like Amazon now, I kind of feel the same way about Amazon that I feel about Aldi. Like I love Aldi, I do, but their prices are almost as bad as a regular grocery store. It used to be that they were cheaper and their food was really good and you could get really good food at a decent price. And now they cost like almost as much as like going to like a Kroger's or something. It's crazy. Ash Chapel says, I believe it's because Amazon is evil as fuck. And Reggie built a lot of goodwill that Nintendo is pissing away right now. So I can't imagine him lying. I agree with this 100%. Nintendo has turned into the villain. This is their villain arc. And I blame Doug Bowser. Oh, it's imagine hiring a guy named Bowser to just destroy the reputation of the company. CMGC says, my name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names, and we're about making games. There you go. Interesting. I remember that time they stopped selling stuff on Amazon. It's happened a few times throughout the years. Yeah, apparently it's been going on a long time. I miss Reggie so much. Nintendo of America felt so much more alive when he was with them. Yeah, he actually liked games. You could tell he liked games, and he liked gamers. And he liked talking games with gamers. And I don't know. The current regime at Nintendo feels very corporate. They really do. So Numeric says, so that explains the Amazon not selling Nintendo games and systems, period. Wow. Don't F with the Regenerator. Happy they stood their ground. I wish to God they'd bring him back. Can someone explain what's illegal about this? I don't understand. Let's see. Essentially, Amazon was asking Nintendo to collude with them to undercut Amazon's competitors. And this is the law. So it primarily violates the Robinson-Patman Act, a U.S. antitrust law from 1936 that amends the Clayton Act, which bans certain forms of price discrimination. Amazon wanted Nintendo to provide an unusually large amount of extra financial support, rebates, discounts, etc., that would let Amazon sell Nintendo DS consoles and Wii products at a lower price than Walmart and other major retailers. This wasn't a standard volume discount or meeting competition offer. It was framed as obscene support specifically to beat Walmart on price, which would give Amazon an artificial edge not available to competing retailers buying the same products. Well, to be fair, Walmart plays dirty. So it's like you can't compete with Walmart, right? But they're going to try. So yeah, there we go, guys. There's the official explanation. It only took, how many years to get that? What do you guys think? I don't know. I like Reggie. That's what I think. That's my takeaway from all this is that I like him. I wish he was back. I had much better feelings about Nintendo when he was in charge of the company than I do now. Again, big thank you to our reefers. Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com to check out some content that we do not post here on YouTube. Thank you very much for your support, guys. We will talk later.